Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, April 7th, 2024. What's going on? How are ya? Oh, man, my voice is a little tired this week. I did 6 shows way out in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Dave Chappelle has a new comedy club out there called The Firehouse. Could not have had a better time. It was like the old days. 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 on Sunday. I'm fucking old, man. I'll tell you that. I'm too old for 2 shows. I am fucking one show Billy. I will say on Saturday night, Friday night, the second show, I just felt like I was struggling and I was going like, God damn, when is that light going to turn on? And finally I saw the light and I thought, I was supposed to do like an hour each show. I thought I only did a little over an hour. I did an hour and 42 minutes. I don't know what happened. I felt like I was only up there for like a little over an hour. And I thought, I didn't do my time or something. And, it was the exact opposite. It was just flying by up there because it was such a perfect comedy club. He's kind of doing, I think, like a soft opening right now, trying some people out, just seeing how to flip shows and everybody there to learn, turnover shows, I should say, First show, get everybody in, get them all out, and then bring the next show in a reasonable amount of time and everything. And yeah, it was fun. It was so much fun. And after every set, Dave would come up and we would hang out up there at the same time, just riffing and stuff. He was, I'll tell you, whenever a comedian designs a comedy club, it's always next level. And they always kind of give you the option of whether you want to deal with the crowd or not. Ever since the first time I ever saw that was, there was a short-lived comedy club in New York City called Comics, and it was down in the meatpacking district during that whole era of sort of the tail end of the Paris Hilton, all the club kids down there. I think even that was over by then because it was somewhere 05, 06 around then. And Jesus Christ, I can't believe how long ago that was. Remember the first article on Paris and Nikki. Remember Nikki? That was her sister who smartened up and was like, I'm not going to be a club kid for my whole life. But then Paris turned it into a brand. I really have to stop watching these Real Housewife shows with my wife because the shit I'm talking about now is slightly disturbing. Anyway, they had this club down there. And you literally entered onto the stage from right behind the stage. So if you had a good set, and you wanted to meet some of the crowd, when you got off stage, you'd walk back through the same door, you make a right and go down this hallway, and then you'd be in the showroom. Or if you didn't have a good set, and you're like, those people fucking hated me, you could just make a left and go right into the dressing room. If you just didn't want to talk to anybody, didn't want to deal with anybody, it was really cool. So, but Dave's club is it's really amazing. So if you get a chance, if you're in Yellow Springs, come on down. Check out the Firehouse, man. So we were out there for me and Club Soda. We were out there, I don't know how many days. Well, we got out there Thursday, 5 fucking days. And, it always happens to me. I go back to a small town. I'm like, this is fucking great. I love it out here. It's totally relaxing. The people are nice and all of that, but I just know myself well enough that if I just lived out here, I would go, I don't know if I would go insane. I definitely would have to adjust to it, but what would kill me after a while, I wouldn't have any friends. When the hell, I barely see most of my friends now because everybody I started with is headlining, so we never work together. So, but the thing I have is that I live in Los Angeles, so I see a lot of them when I go down to the Comedy Store, so I can at least run into them and shit. And, yeah, if you fucking live all the way out out there, man. I don't know. What the fuck would I do? Fucking join a bowling league or something? But I will tell you, though, it's not even a small town. I mean, it's kind of like the town I grew up in. It's just like, not as much traffic as the town I grew up in, but like that is the one thing that I'm so fucking envious of when I come out here is the driveways and the garages and the abilities to have a couple of cars there. Where LA, like the fucking driveways, man, it's just, I mean, they're just like non-existent. And so many of them, they're built for like, it's a lot of old houses. So a lot of them, like they're built, like they're wide enough for like a fucking Model T. It's really weird. Unless somebody flipped the house and redid it, and expanded it a little bit. Gee, Bill, are you talking about driveways? Is this the next old man shit you're going to talk about? Well, what do you want from me? I am old. But I am also getting geared up. Baseball season is started. The Red Sox, they're doing all right. I don't know what they're doing. We were kind of okay last year, and then we made some moves, nothing really exciting during the offseason. So I don't know where we're at. Theo Epstein's back, but sort of more of a limited role. The curse breaker himself. And then I heard we have a lot of really good talent in our farm system. So that's exciting. Brought up was it Casas? Is that his name? The first baseman last year. Finally had some, 9-foot guy playing first base that was hitting the ball out of the park. Forever we've been trying that. Dude, if he ever gets a hold of one, when the guy never gets a hold of one, I think we finally got somebody. So, but Trevor Story just got hurt again, separated shoulder. Poor guy, man. He's just fucking snake bit with the injury. So, I don't know. We'll see. I do love baseball and hockey, the NHL playoffs. I'm saying all this shit like I'm actually going to have time to watch it. And the Celtics. So, Celtics are having an incredible regular season, but it's just a regular season. So, I don't know what to think. I will say the two games that bothered me this year was when the Lakers showed up without their two big stars and we still lost the game at home. And just the other night, I watched them against the Charlotte Bobcats. And I just feel like we don't have that killer instinct. We're coming out flat. We should just fucking stomp them. And our starters should be sitting on the bench by the end of the third quarter for the rest of the game, resting up. And we just kind of come out like lackadaisical. And then we just, next thing you know, we're in a game with the fucking Charlotte Bobcats. So, I don't know. I don't put much value on the regular season. I don't put much value on the primaries. No. Is that election thing really going to happen? I just think for the good of the country, we should not have Biden and Trump debate each other. I don't want to see that. I don't want to fucking just see the debacle that those are the only guys. These are the two best guys. How is this fucking possible? I will say, watching Trump at his rallies, when they cut to the crowd, it reminds me of doing like live radio in the morning when I would come to town and somebody would be like, oh, meet him at this restaurant. They're doing the show live from there, because the restaurant paid some advertising fee. And it would be like a fucking Wednesday morning. And I get over there at 8:30 a.m. to go on the radio. And like any sort of functioning human being has a fucking job. 8:30 on Wednesday, they can't be there. So the fucking animals that would just show up, the weirdos, the sweaty palmed people still living with their parents, just people who just were not going to figure life out, would show up. And you would look around and you would think like, Jesus Christ, is this my fucking audience? And it's like, no, these are the people that have the time to go to this shit. So when Trump speaks, when they cut to the crowd, Jesus Christ, the fucking... I mean, that's just was one of the saddest things I've seen. You just see a bunch of broke-ass people who, the public school system failed them. They're not getting the good books. You can just see it. Like there's just a level of dumb out there that is fucking astounding. And it is dumb. As opposed to all the way on the left, where there's like this sense of you think you're really fucking smart, while dismissing like 90% of the states in this country. Yeah, you get like you're actually educated, you're actually smart, but you're so smart you become stupid because you think, you're the only people who think like you are smart, just like the dummies that go to the Trump thing. So I'm kind of just watching all of this as little as possible, but every once in a while I'll catch a clip. I mean, just as a comedian, this Trump is so fucking compelling. The shit that he says, and people don't even pick up on it. Like he said the other day, he goes, I'm not on trial. They're putting you on trial. I'm just in the way, and I'll always be in the way for you. I'm on trial, dude. I didn't, I'm not being accused of anything. You are on trial. It's a classic narcissism thing. Here's something, all right? Let's get it out of politics. Narcissist. One of my favorite fucking things is when they are dead to fucking rights and they actually have to apologize. They still use the pronoun you and we, but they never say I. They never say I'm sorry. I saw somebody one time was saying, well, when you mess up and people, find out about it, you have to apologize. And I'm watching going, I don't have to fucking apologize. I didn't do anything. You did. Like, what are we doing here? And then Trump did like the we, it's not me, it's you, but I'll fall on the knife for you because I am your savior. They cut to the crowd and there's people like crying. Like they're watching that Joel. I always thought it was Joel Osteen, or watching some fucking preacher. He's just telling him it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Say the goddamn fucking words. Yeah, it's fucking depressing and hilarious all at the same time. So I want you guys to know that, when it's Monday, you have to do your podcast and you have to get it done because you have a responsibility. And if you're late with the podcast, you need to apologize. This is me apologizing for the podcast being a little late today. It's going to be in a couple of parts because I am going to be watching a total eclipse. Just a total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time I was, what song was that? Doing this, now I'm fucking doing that. There's nothing I can do, it's just a total eclipse of the heart. Oh, terrible lyrics. Total eclipse of the heart. That sounds like a hook. I think we could turn this into a hit. Yeah, so there's going to be a total eclipse. So here's my aviation question. Somebody last night at the club asked me, said, all right, so where we're at, it's going to be, the sun is going to be 100% blocked by the moon. And there's going to be like, 2 minutes and 8 seconds or something like that of complete darkness. And she said to me, if you're up in a plane, will you still be able to see it? And I was like, well, yeah, if you're up in a plane, the moon and the sun are still beyond the Earth's atmosphere, so you're not higher than them or at a different angle. I don't know the angle of it, depending on how fast the plane went. This is my aviation question, is if you're flying along the path of where there's going to be, complete darkness for 2 minutes, this is what's wild to me. You can actually log 2 minutes of night flight. Can you? But the sun is still out. So maybe you can't. But my thing is, like, it's going to go from daytime to nighttime, so the city lights won't be on. And the moon is not out, so you don't have the light of the moon. The moon is blocking the sun. So it'll be pitch fucking black for 2 minutes 2 to 3 minutes, then you'd have to switch to your 6-pack of instruments. And from every fucking YouTube video that I've watched, that when you get into this shit, you go from VFR to IFR, you immediately have to transition to your instruments. If you don't, you basically, unless you're way the fuck up there, you have 90 seconds to live. And there's 2 minutes at least of darkness. Some people said 3, some people have said 2 minutes and change or whatever. There's like enough time to like die. This is probably a dumb question, and people in aviation are rolling their eyes listening to this, but I'm going to ask my instructor, all right? I'm going to be like, well, so what happens? I guess you could, no, you couldn't. I'm trying to, like, what could you use if everything went pitch black and no one really had any lights on? But I figure smart people have taken this into consideration. Radio towers will always be blinking, but still, what would you use for your horizon? You'd be fucked. That's all scary shit. Do you know what's fucked up is when you start flying, you go on YouTube and eventually you just start watching all of these videos to learn, and it's all mostly people dying, like shit that they did and how they ended up fucking dying. And it's always like 3 or 4 fucking things all coming together, and then that's it, I saw one the other day that I just couldn't even watch. I fast forwarded to the end. This fucking idiot took a bunch of people up in a Cessna, and they're literally videoing them going, you're not going to do anything stupid, right? He goes, I would never do anything dumb like that. I don't have the whole story, but what it looked like he did was on purpose, he killed the engine to show them that he could do an emergency landing into a field. So, of course, you're landing in a field. You don't know what's there, a little tree stump, anything. And that's going to send that fucking thing cartwheeling across the field. You could kill yourself. That's the thing, like, that scares me about planes is when you land, you still got to be going, even the smallest thing, you still got to be going like 50 fucking knots. And you're on wheels and uneven ground and one little fucking pothole, something. And you're just cartwheeling in basically a 1930s automobile where the steering wheel is going to go right into your fucking chest. There's no crumple zones on a plane. Everything's about, this thing being able to fly. It's not designed, what if I hit something? So this fucking idiot, because I cut to the part where, like, the prop isn't moving anymore. And he's going, no, it's fine. Watch. And they're all going like, Mike, what the fuck? No, I'll show you. Watch this. And he was just showing off. It wasn't enough of an ego boost that all of those people put their lives in his fucking hands. This fucking moron still, for some stupid reason, had to fucking show that, I know how to land a plane without power. And he did. He landed it. I don't know what happened, but they were interviewing him and he was laying in a fucking hospital bed with some bandages on his fucking head, and he fucked up his plane and probably fucked up all those relationships with those friends. What a thing to do. What a thing to do. And you know what something like that does? It makes everybody's insurance go up. Anyway, all right, I'm going to read the advertising, and well, I'm going to actually drop in some audio here, post Eclipse that I recorded. But why am I saying this? I should have just fucking dropped it in. I don't know, because I'm doing this in fucking real time. Hey, what's going on? I am back, just like that. I am back. Since the last edit, I have seen a complete solar eclipse. For 2 minutes, I sat in not total darkness, but it went from like 2 in the afternoon to like 7:30. It was incredible, and it was just me and like 40 people in a field in Ohio. I still got pollen in my friggin' throat. So anyway, I thought it was going to get like pitch black, and I saw a few guys flying around, and I'm like, I wonder what the hell they're going to see. Like, will they be able to see it, But it was definitely worth sticking around. I changed my flight. I was going to fly out. I was like, well, I was out here in 2017. I saw a partial eclipse, but I'm so glad that I did it. Everyone in my family got to see it and everything. So it was good shit. And I ran into Bert Kreischer, which was cool. Got to see him. Haven't seen him in a minute. He's playing Dave's place tonight, as I mentioned. We all just hung out, ate burgers, and waited for the moon to block the sun. You know, there was a part of me, I was actually a little bit nervous that I wasn't going to, like, I'd be like, you know, whatever. It lived up to it. Like, there's a few things that I've gone to, embarrassingly, that I've gone to, and, like, it's like, I don't get what the big fucking deal is here. And they're really, like, it's everything from the Louvre in Paris to the Grand Canyon. And I've really tried for a long time with many different people to go to museums and act like I'm smart enough to understand what's going on. And I'm starting to get an appreciation for some of the, what is that miserable shit, you know, where it's just a guy looking out a window. Modernist stuff, is that what that is? I like that stuff. But I like the newer versions of it where people are looking like they're having a better time. But anyway, yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff like that. And I was more into, like, when I first got on the road, going to new cities and seeing the sports stadiums. They're all fucking gone now. But I'll tell you, when I first came to St. Louis and I went to a St. Louis Cardinals game and the arch was peeking up over the top of the multi-purpose stadium where the St. Louis Cardinals football team, originally the Chicago Cardinals, used to play when I was a kid. And I couldn't fucking believe I was there. I think by the time I got there, no, I went there in the 90s. No, I think by the time I got there, they had already put the natural grass in, and they had the Big Mac sign, and Mark McGuire, one of the most electrifying players that ever played, was playing for the Cardinals, and they had the Big Mac section, and if he hit it a home run up into that section, everybody would get a Big Mac. Like, I was like into shit like that. Like, I thought that was really cool. So, you know, you take me to the MoMA in oh my God, I was climbing the walls. I couldn't fucking wait to get out of there. I just could not fucking wait to get out of there. But Nia has gradually got me to kind of just sort of like look at some shit. I do like that you can go in there and be like, you know what, I don't like that. And people seem to be pretty cool with it. Like, yeah, all right, yeah. It's funny. You can go to a museum and there's some guy that was good enough to get his shit in there. And you can just stand there and be like, yeah, I don't like it. And people actually respect that opinion, you know? But if you say something like, you know, I don't like those Marvel movies. Like all of these fucking Comic-Con people, they flip out. Just goes to show you there's smarter people in museums than there are at Comic-Con, right? Because if you're truly smart, you understand that other people have different opinions, right? Where the fuck am I going with this? Just told you I wasn't dumb, and I was too dumb to be in a museum. Now here I am fucking pontificating about human beings. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. It was like 2 p.m, and then it was like 7:30 for 2 minutes. And it got so dark you could actually see, someone said it was a star, another person said it was a planet. It was probably a planet. It got dark enough where you could see that. It was, you know, it was funny. It wasn't what everybody said it was going to be. They were like, it's going to be pitch black. You're going to see the stars. That's what I thought was going to happen. But it doesn't. It just gets like, it gets, yeah, like 7:30 at night. It's really fucking cool. And then just like that, it's over again. And it's funny. Nobody pays attention to the back half of the eclipse. Everybody's into the buildup, and then it like happens. Like Happy New Year. And then everybody's just sort of hugging and saying, all right, see you later. For like the end of it. So anyway, there's the NCAA men's championship game I got to go watch. I might, I'll make this up to you guys. I might make it a little bit short this week because I got to go check out this fucking game. And hopefully it is a game. My buddy was saying Purdue's a lot better than a lot of people think. So hopefully they're in there making a game of it. Because UConn has been fucking destroying people. So that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. They'll probably drop this in the middle, so I don't need to say that again. Yeah, so go back to whatever part of the podcast there. I don't know how do I wrap this up? Because I'm going back into the middle of the podcast. Wherever Andrew decides, I'm going to pick it up. There, Jesus. What do we got here? Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's old Zip. Recruiter. You know, when you want the best, you have to act quickly or someone else will get it instead. It's like if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the most talented people for your open roles before the competition scoops them up. So what's the best way to do that, old Zip? ZipRecruiter finds quality candidates faster. Right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. With ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology taking center stage to identify top talent for your roles. Immediately after you post your job on smart technology starts showing you qualified candidates immediately. Amp up your hiring performance with ZipRecruiter and find the best fast. See why 4 to 5 employers who post on Zip get a qualified candidate within the first day. Just go to this exclusive web address right now to try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. All right, what do we got here? Oh, people are gonna we got the questions here, but I didn't talk about everything that I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about the NCAA men's finals, men final, whatever they call it. Condolences to the NC State Wolfpack. I missed the game. DJ Burns, the most fun guy to watch this whole damn tournament. Be fun to see what he does. I don't know. You never know with these kids. You know, I don't watch a lot of college sports, but I always assume they're one and done. I don't know if he was a senior. I have no idea, but that would be a fun guy to get in the NBA. I don't know how tall he is. Would he be a 4? I have no idea, but definitely has that star power. I definitely see you selling a lot of jerseys if he's on your team. But I'm going to be watching that final tonight, Purdue versus UConn. This is definitely Davy and Goliath. So I'm going to be rooting for Purdue, but I also love greatness, and UConn looking to go back-to-back. But, Jesus, UConn just beating the shit out of everybody. So we shall see. I just hope it's going to be I hope it'll be a good game. Another thing I liked about Yellow Springs is besides the lack of traffic and all the friendly people downtown. Oh, by the way, if you want a nice cup of coffee, go down to Dino's. I went down there like every morning. It's fucking great. Me and Club Soda Kenny just going down. They're just getting into that small town vibe, you know. And they had a little, movie theater downtown. They had playground, just all like a bunch of cool, I don't know. I've been living in cities for fucking too long. I can't tell you that. So I need this shit, you know. I've been living in a city since 1995. And I was so done with New York by the time I left there in 2007 that LA felt like a suburb to me. Even though it was huge, it's just different. It's not like people aren't stacked up. They're more spread out, which creates the whole other problem of having to drive great distances everywhere. But with New York, you kind of got to learn, the first thing you do when you move there, because you're usually broke, is you got to learn the subway map. And once you get that down, you can kind of get your ass around the city. LA, you have to learn how to live your life in just a quadrant. And the longer you live there, the less friends you have that live on the other side of the 405. There's just something about the 405. There's going east to west or west to east. It's just always just a fucking nightmare. And it is a fucking nightmare all hours a day, except I would say between like 11 a.m. and 2 o'clock. And that's it. And everything else, like, I don't even know what fucking hours people have anymore. Like what they work. Like there's just traffic all fucking day long now. And I don't think there's that many more people in the United States anymore. It's just, there's Uber drivers just driving around. And I also think after the fucking pandemic, right? Everybody was just like, I don't want to go back to the office. And then the office people were like, well, cool, don't come back to the fucking office. Well, now we don't have to have an office. Everybody works at home. That's all fucking creepy. Then they're looking into your house. You just can't win with these fucking people. Anyway, let's get on with the questions here for this week. The hell am I? Come on, you fucking asshole. When will I ever get good at this shit? All right. Okay. That's not it. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Fasting and Band-Aids. All right. For those of you new to the podcast, I've been doing this thing where I do a 3-day fast at the beginning of every month. It sucked in January, February, and March, but this week it wasn't that. This month it wasn't that bad. I think I'm getting used to it, and it's kind of a nice way to keep your weight, and it's also a nice way to kind of purge any sort of sugar, salt, tobacco, coffee, whatever thing you're the latest thing you're addicted to that you're substituting for something else. So I've kind of been enjoying it. So hopefully this person doesn't ruin it for me. Fasting and Band-Aids. Hey, Billy Thin Skin Fat. Thin Skin Fat. I don't know. I don't get that one. Have you spoke with a professional about your fasting regime? My profession involves nutritional science and recovery. There are a lot of people who are actually unnecessarily causing their body to cycle through metabolic stages at a very high rate in a very unnatural way. All right, well, you started with fear. Let's keep going. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. All right. I'm sure you did your own research before diving in. I didn't. I always recommend you get the proper blood work done before and after each fast for 3 to 6 months. Another concern would be your muscles. After constantly feeding and then withholding of minerals and proteins can affect long-term muscle mass. I hear a lot of people trying programs without the proper monitoring. Oh, that's 100% me. Other than resting your tongue, which is measurable, the rest of the benefits can fall under the placebo effect. I don't know what the placebo effect is. People who just feel better are likely to feel that way because their numbers never level off because they're always eating. Just looking out. We need you out there. Thanks for all the laughs. Oh, and P.S., did you hear about Band-Aids? Did not hear about Band-Aids. So what are you telling me? So now you're telling me this is like a fucking bad thing? I swear to God, can you fucking do anything? Can you fucking do anything? Can you fucking do anything? You literally cannot fucking do anything without someone go, well, actually, you want to fucking do this and that. And then you know what I'll do? Then I'll go to some stupid fucking nutritionist, and then someone will go, well, actually, I heard this nutritionist say this. Here's the fucking thing about all of that shit, okay? There's no fucking way anybody has any fucking idea what anything fucking does to you anymore because no one knows what the fuck is in whatever the fuck they're eating. That's it, okay? Because the food lobby is too fucking strong. They infiltrated every watchdog group in government. The fucking idiots on the right convinced poor-ass people on the right, you don't want big government all up in your life. And what they did was get rid of all of these watchdog fucking groups. And all of these politicians on both sides got fucking paid off. So now you can literally say something is fucking organic. You can literally just say something's good for you. You can do all of that fucking shit when it's literally 180 the other fucking way. Can I just have my fucking 3-day fast without you saying like we need you out there like I'm going to fucking die or something? It's a fucking 3-day fast. Fuck. This right here is why I've just pulled away from people. It's why I don't talk to other parents, especially parents with kids older than mine. All they do is just predict horrible shit. Oh, I love that age. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Because it's all going to go bad. Fuck you. Maybe you suck at being a parent. How about that? Maybe it isn't that bad. Maybe you're fucking soft. How the fuck do I even know this person that wrote in is even a nutritionist? How the fuck do I know? Jesus fucking Christ. This is the wet blanket fucking age. I wonder if they did that back in the day. You know? You fucking strike some oil or some shit, you strike gold or whatever, and there was somebody, actually, you know what? You're using the wrong pickaxe. You probably turned most of the gold into dust, which would have been somebody just to come in and just ruin your fucking day. I don't know. I'm working with the personal trainer. He told me that a 3-day fast is fucking great. It's great for you. And he told me all of these fucking benefits. So I felt like I was doing a good thing. It feels good to me. And now I got this fucking cunt coming in. Hey, just looking out. Just looking out. You might be doing everything wrong. I've just had it. There's never an answer. There's never a fucking answer. You give me 2 + 2 is 4. Math. Math, there's a fucking answer. Everything else. Sure you want to do it that way? There's always that guy last second. Mr. fucking know it. Next time you fucking write in and you tell me you're a doctor, or a nutritionist, I want a picture of the fucking, then how do I know that picture's real? All right, I appreciate that you're looking out for me, but you also just kind of ruined my fucking, the whole thing that I was doing here. I don't know, whatever. I literally, I don't know. Can affect 3 days a month can affect my long-term mass for the rest of my fucking life. So if I'm eating steaks and fucking lifting weights, I'm not going to put it, my body hasn't reacted that way. But all right. Okay. Bullshit corporate lingo. It's been a while since I fucking snapped on this podcast. It's probably a good thing. Bullshit corporate lingo. Hey, Billy Baru. Love you broaching the topic of horrible, meaningless, dipshit corporate lingo. Oh, yeah. When I was talking about, I was looking at these penthouse high-rise. You see these buildings in New York. You're like, what's the story with that thing? And there's always just some fucking manicured real estate agent showing the penthouse, for $180 million. What does this get you in New York? And the guy kept going. And over here we have a corner moment. He kept going corner moment. And it was he was standing in the corner and you could look out, 2 sides of the building. And then he'd be like, and over here we have another corner moment. So in my business, they say all that dumb shit, let's get our ducks in a row. Let's circle back. Let's use your social media assets. Once we liberate the assets on the social media platform to get traction, and just all of that fucking horrible shit that they say. So this person's saying that I brought up that topic. So this person says, I deal with it constantly at my soul-sucking job, so much so that me and my friends have a group chat dedicated to what we hear in these meetings. Hope you enjoy some of the Hall of Famers. Best to Nia and go fuck yourself. These are great. Please bring these in. And if you work in the corporate world, why? Just stop using these. Level set equals to get on the same page. Let's meet to level set expectations. What does that mean? So that basically means they're going to fuck you over and you're too excited that they're not going to. A bio break is a bathroom break. Keep me honest equals I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's the definition. But team, please keep me honest. I like team. Team's another fucking annoying one. Scope creep is losing sight of the goal. These new requests are causing scope creep. Why do they vote? What's wrong with saying it's causing us to lose sight of the goal? Double click. Go into more detail. Can we double click on that topic? Ugh. These are fucking horrible. These make you want to go punch somebody. Different flavor. A variation. This is the same report, just with a different flavor. Well, that one isn't too bad. That one doesn't bug me. Oh my God, scope creep, a bio break. I mean, there has to be a happy medium between I got to take a shit and a bio break. All right, empaths. Dear Bilbo Baggins, laughed out loud listening to your opening segment on empaths on Thursday, April 4th. That makes my day that you got to laugh out of that. Thank you. Based on my experience, you nailed the description, and here's a short story to make you laugh. Oh, yeah, like, you know, I'm just like an empath. My problem is, like, I feel feelings too harshly, intensely. Like, someone who says that shit is usually just like a fucking narcissist, so they're just a completely toxic person. And then they just walk around just talking about, you know, what a great person they are. How much they care. Care with an AH, hyphen AH. How much I care. My high school girlfriend was a complete psycho and bully. She would mentally terrorize the majority of her friends and anyone who crossed her path. I'm telling you, you guys got to look up the dark triad. That psychological breakdown of basically the human being you want to avoid. One side of the triangle is narcissism, then there's Machiavellism, and then there's just, I think, sociopath or psychopath. And psychopath is usually one that throws me off because I think a psychopath is out there, you know, with a bloody axe killing people, but that's not necessarily, there's degrees of being a psychopath. You can be a psychopath and not kill anybody, or a sociopath, whatever it is. You know, it concludes anything from like petty theft, like just having no fucking boundaries or whatever. So it's a really interesting thing. And if you just have somebody, especially like a family member, because you're going to keep coming back for more and they just never make sense and you always end up frustrated, just read that psychological breakdown, the dark triad. And I got so many answers about a handful of people that were in my life and no longer are. So anyway, this guy goes on to say, that after we broke up, before we went to college, all of her closest friends abandoned her, and some of them told me they stayed around to make sure she didn't hurt me, and they were all grateful to be done with her bullshit. Even this girl's sisters and cousins sided with me and were happy to see me move on. Oh, yeah. Yep. Been there. 3 or 4 years later, I was dating the woman who is now my wife. She reaches out because she's in therapy and wants to make... Oh, this psycho chick reaches out because she's in therapy and wants to make amends on past wrongs. Can I ask you, what the fuck is with people like that? What is that whole fucking part of this 12 steps? And then they got to go back and talk to you years later. I've had a few people doing like, dude, I don't even remember that. It's like, it's part of their fucking narcissism. Like they're going like, I know, or narcissism, however the fuck you say it. I know that like what I did to you is still affecting you because I'm such a fucking, you know, an amazing presence that I'm sure you're still carrying this shit. I've had like fucking 6 people come up to me and I'm just sitting there going like, dude, I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about. No, it happened. And I'm here to make amends. And I'm just like, all right. And I never give it to him either. I just got, you just fucking weirding me out, dude. No, I need you to say, it's like, dude, I don't have to do anything. I don't give a fuck that you're in some 12-step shit. All right, just get out of here. Go work out your shit. Stop dragging me into it. Anyway, 3 or 4 years later, okay. I went to her Instagram profile and leading off a string of puke-inducing lines and nonsense, there it is, in italic letters at the top of her profile, Empath. My wife, who knew her in high school as well, and I laughed repeatedly at the word and her delusion, and it's been an ongoing joke for our entire relationship since. I shut down the invitation and continued on with my life. Fuck her. Thank God. I thought when you said you went to her fucking profile, I was going to give you shit like, why are you letting this person back in your life? All right, there's a life lesson right there. This guy gets out of the relationship, and then when the psycho comes back, you don't let him, you got him out. That's it. That's it. Take care and show some empathy while fucking yourself, the guy says. I'm an empath. Here's another thing. I remember on MySpace, a big thing before empath was to say, I have a really eclectic musical taste. You know, it's really eclectic. And the amount of people that said it, eclectic. You're like, I like everything from Taylor Swift to bossa nova. I mean, I'm just like this open fucking channel. I'm just really, you know what it is? I'm just really interesting. So I think empath has taken that over. I'm just like an empath. Like I just feel feelings too much. You know what it is? I hurt for everyone. Shut up. All right. How guilty should I feel? Hey, Bill, I'm in a shameful situation. I feel guilty. I'm 24 years old and I met this 40-year-old broad at a bar and we clicked and banged a few times. Then I found out she has a husband. Walk away. Walk away. I ghosted her for a while, but we run in the same circle. I'm not going to say what you do. And I'm not going to say what she does. So seeing her was inevitable. After however many drinks and her convincing me that they're in an open relationship, walk away, walk away. We banged a few more times. I get a really strong feeling that she's not in an open relationship. Why? Because when she's riding your dick, all of a sudden she goes, "What was that?" And that she's straight up cheating, and with me. In my defense, however, I'm not the only dude she's cheating on her husband with. She shows up to the bar, flashes her tits to anyone and their dog. Dude, you can't. This woman has a lot of issues. And, you know, her issues are going to become your issues if you don't get away from her. I'm in the process of backing out slowly. My question is, how guilty should I feel? I don't know. I'd give that a 3. You know, she's going in there. She's fucking, the marriage is fucking over. She's going in, she's dropping it in your fucking lap. You shouldn't have gone back after you kind of figured it out. But you're also a guy and you're wired for fucking when you're single and pussy just falls in your lap, that's what you do. So what do you know? So, but now you know. The guy says, he goes, I feel terrible even though she chases after me, buying me drinks and food. I feel shame and don't want her husband to kill me. I want to hear your opinion on the matter. You don't need my opinion. You got it right there. You're feeling shame and you don't want her husband to kill you. There you go. As far as you banging her, if the whole fucking bar is banging her, like, I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't feel that guilty. But what I would feel, you need to do is fucking realize that you don't feel good after you do it. So you got to stop doing that. And then secondly, yeah, her husband's going to fucking kill you. So he might go in and shoot up the whole fucking place. So, yeah, I would just, yeah, this is a learning experience. Just don't do it again. That's it. And you're a human being, so you're going to make mistakes. You made a mistake. You know it makes you feel bad. You know, but sometimes you got to make a mistake a few times before you fucking figure it out. Like drinking, like I did for fucking ever. All right? And, you know, you take sometimes, you know, that's just how it fucking goes. But you know how you feel, so stop fucking doing it. And then that's it. She sounds like a fucking sloppy mess. Just tell her you met somebody. That's it. You know, or, I mean, I would say level with her, but she's a complete fucking psycho. So, yeah, I just, you know, I mean, she can't force you to keep doing this shit, so just don't do it. And I think you're going to be all right. But I think it's good that you have shame. No one wants to be the person doing that shit, but, you know, whatever. Shit happens when you're fucking hammered in a bar. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to fucking walk away. Anyway, so that is the podcast, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Enjoy the basketball game tonight. And also, I cannot thank Dave Chappelle, the entire staff, his wife Elaine, everybody there for, you know, just treating us with like just, it was incredible. It felt like a vacation, a working vacation. And, you know, getting to hang out with Dave, I don't get to see him as much as I would like. And this is going to be a regular tour stop on my runs for the rest of the time I'm doing stand-up, and the rest of the time he has this club. And then also people who live in the Yellow Springs area or want to come to a really cool town. Dave is telling me some of the people that he plans on bringing there. He's got Bert Kreischer is going to be there tonight. So he's got nothing but big dogs coming through there. Yeah, and you should check it out. And it's an absolutely perfect fucking perfect club. And I could not have had a better time. And I was definitely, when I was hanging out with them on stage, I always had this weird thing with Dave where he always seemed like an older brother to me, even though he's 5 years younger than me. But he started 5 years before. It's really weird. So he was always, you know, way beyond whatever level I was at. So to actually be on stage with him, joking around, if you told the younger me way back when I first moved to New York, and all of those guys were like, you know, him, Attell, Louis C.K., they were like gods. And you would just watch them going like, oh my God. Like they just show up at the club and they just get put on. I mean, it just seemed like a million fucking miles away. And all it really was just 27 years away. So anyways, that's the podcast. Thank you to everybody that came out. I had such a good time. And thank you to everybody that's been coming out, seeing my shows. I'm getting ready to do a special. I feel fucking great about it. I know this is going to be my best one. I'm loving this material. I'm having such a fucking great time. I cannot wait. You know, for some of these shows coming up, it's just going to be such a great time. So anyways, that's it. Old Billy Positive here. All right. Enjoy your couple of days. Go fuck yourselves, and I'll check in on you on Thursday.